being straightforward and honest is one of the greatest acts of care for me, because most people aren't honest today.
True.
Most people, you're gonna come, or how does this look?
Right.
Or do you like this color on me?
That is never
The question you ask you.
Don't
ever ask Shepard that question unless you want the honest answer.
The honest truth.
And so for me,
what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Deep MCs, the podcast that seeks to push meaningful conversation to a whole new level. Whether it's for your entertainment or your personal growth, we appreciate you being here today. And now, on to the show. What's going on, man? What is going on?
What's happening, bro?
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while, man. But congratulations again.
Hey, man, got some new stuff going on.
New stuff going on. A whole lot of new stuff. So, for us, it's been quite some time, but for the people, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Shit has been every fucking week,
right?
Except for that one. So, whatever. Anyway, just know, everybody, that we are back after a hiatus.
Yeah, they can know, man. You can tell them.
No, man, fuck them, dude.
They don't need to know?
We gotta keep some shit for ourselves, man. Y'all don't need to know shit. If you really want to know, do some real internet sleuthing and figure it out for your.
Hit us up in the comments.
Right. There you go. Yes, please.
Let's get some interaction in the comments.
Hit us up in the comments. And before we even jump into this thing, if you have not liked, subscribed, commented, shared, please do so right now.
Right now.
Help us out. Just hit the button.
Yeah.
It's already in front of you. You already pressed play. You're listening
You're
to this.
already there.
Hit the button. Also, fun fact, did you know we are currently being listened to in 46 countries?
Woo! Like, we need some hand claps right there.
40,
right?
exactly. 46 countries and 213 cities have all gotten an episode of Deep MCs, at least one.
Man, this is, I mean, to know where we started, man, and how we started, with just an idea,
From
for anybody out there, all it takes is that idea and just make that one step, man.
Yeah,
make that one step.
It's crazy. Also, still leading the way outside of America, Germany. Yes. Germany leading the way, and followed by South Africa. So America, Germany, South Africa, and then Australia. But neither here nor there, man. What are we getting in? What are we getting into today?
Man, so we are going to dig into this idea of it's all right to confide, but let's stop complaining.
Oh my God. Confide, but don't complain.
Yeah, confide, but don't complain.
Don't complain, man. And this one is this one gets me fired up. I'm gonna try not to. We're just coming back, so I'm gonna try not to go too heavy on them. But I think that this is really important, man. Especially for me. I can say so. I have a few people in my life. I want to say usually when you say I have people in my life, right? They're usually like, oh, it's a spouse or whatever, or this or that. And they always try to figure it out. But like, I have people in my life, and everybody has people in their life that I'm pretty sure they can relate. You just have those people who either come to you with problems or they come to you with questions and it turns into something else. And like, all they fucking do is piss and moan and and I was looking at a couple people and I just got to thinking in my head, like, this is the same shit all the time. You're not doing anything different. Like right now, you're complaining. Right. You're not confiding in me. You're complaining, and I just don't have time to listen to this.
Man, because honestly, man, for the most part, I'm a kind of results driven person, right? And if we're gonna have a conversation about something, then I'm having an expectation that we're gonna have some movement,
right?
Or some type of. It doesn't have to be huge, but some type of resolve, even a change of thought or a change of how you perceive something, right? It doesn't have to be you go out there and do it immediately, but at least maybe there's some momentum behind you at least changing your thought or reconsidering maybe how you were thinking about it. But when you get that same thing, oh well, you know what? That's the people you start looking at the phone. You're like, nope, I can't do it today.
I can't
do it.
And I feel so bad, right? I don't. I'm lying. for the sake of the show, I want people to think that I'm sympathetic, and I really do feel bad.
Why are you lying on the
right?
Let's not do that. I think they can see through that.
Right. Okay. I really don't give a shit at all, right? These motherfuckers really need to go and get out of my life, honestly. But it pisses me off, and it's just irritating and annoying. And maybe, and so this is me. So I'm gonna try to get a different perspective. Maybe it's because I've decided to do more work on myself.
Okay.
That I'm holding everybody else to that same standard, and they haven't had that breakthrough for themselves yet.
I mean, I think it's good, man, because I think it's one thing for you to pour out, right? You can pour out and pour out and pour out, and you still find yourself stagnant, right? And you may be going to somebody else with the same sob story, right? Sob story. Saying some of the, and they looking at their phone like, oh hell like, no, hey, that's Aaron today. I'm not fooling with him, you know. But I think it's part of the journey where you have to raise your level, and then try to hold everybody else accountable to that same thing, man. Because if we're gonna help each other, then I mean, you know, if I'm not strong enough to pull you up, then we both falling in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I don't know if it has something to do with the relationship too.
Of course it does.
You know, I'm for me, because I think about, I don't know. I think there's a fine line, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because I think that a lot of times, especially when it comes to people needing to ask for help, or people needing to vent, or people needing to get something off their chest, or people just wanting general, I don't know, advice, or just want to answer or ask a question, I think a lot of times they don't say anything, or they don't ask, they don't do anything because they're scared of the situation of, am I going to be taken as a complainer, or you know, is this just too much, or you know, I don't want to be a burden, or whatever the situation is, and that's one thing. And you know, there needs to be some clarification around that. And again, like when we say clarification, it's just, you know, my perception or your perception of what complaining is, right?
Yeah, right.
But I do think the relationship is a lot involved in it. And you know, like I was having a conversation, so I was not doing so well at some point, I don't know, within the last couple months, and you know, I've been absent in a lot of things myself, you know, I mean, other than, you know, going to work, whatever, but my group text, I always have a group text of guys, right? And they have reached out to me because I've been so absent, and you know, well, even then I didn't really answer back, and I feel bad about that. But in the small conversations that I did have, you know, they were there for that situation, and that meant something to me. But not too long ago, one of the guys reached out to me to ask some questions, you know, to get some clarity on some things. And this is someone, like, because that relationship, because he reached out to me, whatever, right? Like, the questions that he had and the things that he wanted answered, like, I had no problem, like, whatever you wanted, like, anytime, bro, like, anytime, right? You know, and that situation, and I can reach out to him anytime, he can reach out to me anytime, and we're good. But then I also have people in my life that every time you talk to them, it's just, woe is me.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
I can't get it done.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to do it. And the first couple times, you know, because
you try to help them work through it.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and that, because it's a difficult thing. And if you're coming across a hard time, it could throw you off, right? But when every single day is, I'm so tired, I can't do it.
Yep.
And at some point, like for me, and maybe it's just me, it's exhausting.
No, it is definitely exhausting. And in this current season of my life, exhausting really doesn't work out, right? Because I'm already burning the candle on both ends, right?
Yeah.
And so at some point, if I'm still having the same conversation we had 6 months ago, and we're still having that same conversation today I don't even have the bandwidth to repeat what I said before, right? And it's like, my approach even changes. It's not because I see what I was doing before may have been a crutch too, right? To be like, sure. Okay, let me help. Okay, let me give you this. Okay, let me do that. When I probably should have said, no, get up off your butt and go do the work. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we consider emotions and feelings and all of those kind of things, and they so fragile, so I can't say it the way that it needs to be said. But sometimes you gotta throw that punch, man, and
just let it be
and let it
is.
land.
So this is about to get sidetracked down a different avenue, but when I know it's all that's all we ever do here at Deep MCs is start with one thing and end up with something completely different and whatever. But when you saying that makes me wonder, and so obviously I don't know. Okay, so when we talk about therapy, right? Someone has a therapist or someone has a psychiatrist or whatever. I know my experiences. I can't speak for everybody, but like you just said, there should have been some times where you should have been just thrown the punch and been like, hey, get off your ass and do it. Well, you can say get off your ass. I'm saying get off your fucking ass and do it. But like that would be from like a therapist perspective, right? Or whatever, like that would be considered harsh, right? Because you'd work with whatever.
I didn't go to school, so I'm not held accountable to that.
No, exactly. Nor am I. But that makes me wonder though, because so I don't want to say that therapy is bad, because I guess it does help some people.
No, it has its place.
But does it also enable people to not grow because they're not getting that?
I think 90% of therapy,
and get off your ass.
90% of therapy is the person going into therapy willing to be open and honest about the current situation. Because I believe that person who's sitting on the other side of that couch willing to give you information can only give it to you based on what you're willing to release, right?
Right. But if they're not willing, if they don't realize how close, because I've spoken to so many people who don't realize how fucking annoying they are with just their interactions, and every day is the same shit. Like and you ever have that person like every day they're just like, oh my god, I just can't take this, I need a drink, right? Every day you're that person,
right?
Like, do you not
always
realize,
going to the getting a margarita at the Mexican place?
Yes,
every week, every day.
Like that
getting a
person,
small margarita.
That person, right? Because no, we don't want to deal with them because that's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
If they have a therapist to talk to, they don't realize that they're fucking annoying. They go in there and they're gonna think, right? Like if someone goes in there thinking that they're right and justified, they're not open to that growth, so they're really not getting that help.
It's for me. It's like you're wasting your money if you're not coming to see how you can grow. You're wasting your money and your time if you already have it figured out. Right. So in marriage counseling, it's a little different, right? Somebody saying, okay, yeah, let's go. We're gonna go. Most of the time, you don't have complete agreement on both sides.
It never is.
You never have agreement. So here you are both sitting there. Somebody's like, I don't need to be here. Somebody's like, yeah, we have to be here. And you're like, you know what? I'm just here, right?
Yeah.
So you're not offering anything. But if you're an individual who decided on your own kind of recognizance that I'm going to go, and if you've built trust with this person, you begin to build a relationship with this person, you are paying them. Let's get to the root cause of some of this stuff, man.
I mean, some people just pay to have friends, man. It's like when you go to the strip club. Not that we've ever been to the strip club, because those are unsavory places. But when you go to the strip club and you have those suckers that are just paying for attention.
Bruh, I mean,
they're just paying for attention.
But you see that everywhere, right? You don't even have to go to the strip club to see that.
It's just the best place to people watch idiots.
Well, you know what? And maybe I hope, this isn't a whole lot of people here, but I walked through the Galleria the other day and I was just disgusted. I was like, is this what this is? So I passed by Louis Vuitton and I passed by Gucci and, I'm walking because I'm not stopping. I don't have any, I have no reason to stop at either one of these stores. So I'm walking and I'm just looking at the lines and they're literally lined up to get in, and the thought process that I could already see, it was almost like you were waiting on a ride at Six Flags to get into the Louis Vuitton store.
To
and I'm
get
like,
in there.
Really? That's what we doing?
Damn well you ain't got no money and all you're gonna buy is a keychain just to look like you got
go and get the perfume, right?
Yeah, to get the perfume so you can get the bag and carry it around the mall the rest of the day. Another side note. Sorry guys, we were gonna get back to Confide but not complain in a minute. Galleria was reminding me of segregation. So I don't know. I mean, if you've been there recently, I don't know why you're there for, but if you're there for, I'm sure you notice there's a lot of construction going on.
Yep.
So you might know already, you might not. There's basically segregating that mall, right?
No.
So what they're doing, and the reason why they're constructing, is they're going to take all of the high-end stores and build up and put them on one side and put all of the other stores on the other side. So you'll have multiple stores of all your high-end everything, all on one end, and then everybody else gets pushed to the other side. So you're keeping your rich with the rich and the riffraff elsewhere.
They're gonna have a wand to probably try to get into this side of the wow.
Yeah. So that is coming. I thought that was interesting in itself. But yes, I don't know. Getting back to where we're going is like, I just wonder, what is the best way for people to confide? What is the best way for people to confide? What is the best way to confide in someone? Because I see a lot of people, it's either one side of the fence. You either have people that don't really speak up, or you have people that kind of just spit everything out. Doesn't matter who's there and who's around, right? And how does one build that relationship, right, where they have, I don't know, the safety net to
it comes with, like you said, it's a safety net, but in order for you to know the safety net works, you may have had to fall off it a couple times. You know what I'm saying? To know, to be able to trust that if I do slip here, there is something that's gonna catch me, right? And that only happens with time and or experiences, right? Because experiences will do it too, right? You go through an experience with somebody, and now you built trust, which could be easier than time, right? A lot quicker than time. But for me, I mean, it's they have been. When I think back over it, it's been experiences. It's been you and I started with you approaching me about a business opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And then us working through that. We weren't working to create a brotherhood or any of those kind of things. We were working through this individual thing and begin to talk, and now we have some commonalities, right? Where it didn't seem like we were even where there wouldn't have been any, right? So I mean, and then over that time, now you begin to confide, right? I've never heard you complain, because I don't think you will ever. You don't really even confide that much, but nevertheless,
I don't know, man.
In bits and pieces, you'll drop it in the middle of a conversation and then keep moving on. Right. Like you didn't say it, and then just here we go.
How are you doing today, man? I'm not too bad, bro. I tried to hang myself in the closet because I was over life, and then I went out and got myself a Subway sandwich. How you doing?
Just today? Like that. Just you practiced it, just like that.
Yeah. No. Well, but see, that's the thing, though. So I guess the question is, right? And I'll use us as an example in this. I wouldn't say that we are the best examples of this, but does a relationship like our relationship, does that provide the best opportunity to confide in someone? And what I mean by that, so generally speaking, right, we all know that knowledge is power. And a lot of times people don't want to give up the knowledge of how they feel, because they're going to take advantage of it, or they're going to be, they don't want to be seen as weak or whatever the situation, or your family is the first person that can hurt you because they know everything about you, whatever, right? You keep confiding your sister, and then when she gets mad at you, that's why your dumbass has anxiety or whatever it is, right? Oh, you believe here if we get stressed out and start stuttering, you dumb motherfucker, like whatever. I don't know, whatever. Not speaking from experience at all.
I mean, like, dude,
whatever, right? But in a situation like ours, right, where I don't know how you would rate it, right? Like, I wouldn't say that we are very, like, we're close, but not very close, right? So we have and I guess it's because of the type of people that we are, right? Like, I'm not a very group interactive person, right? So I'm a withdrawn person anyway. So we have a distance that lies between us because we don't interact that much because of that. But we have a closeness through working and commonalities. And there is, at least for me, I can't speak for you, but I feel that if I really needed you for something, I could call you and you would be there. And if you really needed me for something, you can call me and I would be there. So we have that and have that security in that, but we don't necessarily use it.
Yes.
But if we need to, we can have that.
It's there.
You know what I'm saying?
There's comfort in knowing that it's available.
Right.
Am I going to use it? Maybe not.
Right. Small things
probably
here and there, right?
Here and there, right?
Yeah.
Because one, you're not going to tell me there's something wrong anyway. At least at this, and I don't know if that's a more long-term, closer knit thing, or if that's just how you're going to operate.
That's just me being broken.
Got it. Got it. Right. And so, but there's in this conversation for both of us has brought a level of enlightenment that we wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right. Yeah,
even
for sure.
Even with us talking about everything else we've talked about more sitting at this table that brought greater revelation than anything else we've talked about not sitting here, right?
No, for sure.
And so even with our relationship as it continues to develop, I believe the levels of resourcefulness, the levels of accountability, all of those levels continue to grow and continue to develop, man. Because when I walked outside and saw a box out there, I was like, "What is this? And why is it so huge? What is this?" It's like, for real. But I mean, he dropped something by the house, and I was like, I was appreciative, right? I'm trying to figure out what to bring back, because if you go back and look at a couple shows, he doesn't like gifts. Right. And so I'm not going to waste my money. So I got to,
don't waste that.
So here we are,
Yeah, no. So we're saying, I guess then the answer is find someone.
Did we answer the question?
Like,
or did I babble?
You need like a second, find yourself a second cousin twice removed, right? Like that's ultimately the best person that you need to confide in. I guess I want to put it out there because I want people to be able to have someone that they can go to. And it's weird because I see a lot of people, and like even at my job, my previous job, there's certain people and you can see that they need help or they drop hints, but then there's this hesitation and you can't pull that out of them, So I don't know. Like, I don't know. For me, more people talk to me than I wish would. Like, I can't solve all your fucking problems, and I guess so that's experiences, right? We have had at this table a lot more experiences, oddly enough, than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of in itself a weird thing, because if you just look at the spectrum of your life, like, I don't feel that I've done very much. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about that, or you put that out there, or you compare, or someone compares theirs to yours, there's very clear, like, a large discrepancy.
Yeah.
Between the two, right? So just like you get people coming, I get people that come to me, and I don't
just
know.
Take it from this standpoint, man. There's some people who've never been out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
right? So take it from that standpoint, that they've never experienced anything
Yeah.
outside of Houston, Texas. And if you just, when you see that person, it's like there's so much more world out there, right?
You don't even know.
Like, yeah, just go to Austin maybe. Let's start with that, you know?
Yeah.
But there's so much more. And
yeah.
and I think that there's part of the part of this is that there's something in you, there's something in there's something in those people who are available, who people confide in, that they see that they can, right? There's a level of trust, there's a level of openness, there's a level of honesty that they're willing to, that they want, that they
Right.
feel attracted to it, right?
I don't want it though.
But yes, there's something about it, there's something you're doing
Right.
that is open and honest and attractive for that to come to you. Because if it continues to come, it's not, people don't want to come and get beat up
I mean, true.
or get cussed out.
Some people do, and they pay good money for it.
Right. But they're not coming
But
to you
they're not
necessarily for
coming-
that.
I wish, because I'd be getting paid. But that's the thing, right? Is what do you think for you? So all the people that come to you with advice, that come to you with questions, what do you think that it is that brings them in, and how do you give that to someone so that they can, right? When do they learn the lesson? When do they learn the lesson, right? That's going to stop them from having to come back where they
I
can.
try to be, I believe that I am a coach of sorts. There's
Right,
some
yeah.
things you realize that you're good at, some things you realize you're great at, right? And I feel like over time I've become a pretty decent coach. And I'm not putting this life coach thing on it because I think that has a stigma that goes with it.
Yeah.
But there are people who I partner with in seasons where they didn't have anything, who are now doing well.
Right.
And they
right.
still call me, and they say, hey man, I appreciate you for this, that, and the third. Right. And
See,
so
where's the check?
yeah. But those people said, hey man, when I get it, I'm going to appreciate you because without you, I wouldn't have gotten to this place. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And so for me, I think what's attractive about that is I try to be as honest and as open about my own life so that I can help you with your life.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I can share with you the pitfalls that I've been through, if I can be honest and say, this relationship you're in, I can't knock you because you're in that relationship, because
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been in some crazy ones. And because
Yeah.
I've been in some crazy ones, I don't have that. I'm humble enough to be able to say, hey, here's my story, here's my process. If
Right.
you want to utilize it, here are the tools. These are the tools I used anyway.
Yeah,
Now you may
yeah.
find another one for you, but here's what I use. And I think that begins to reciprocate.
No, I mean that makes sense, man. I could see that. I don't know. And then for me, I guess I just don't give a fuck.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
That's the problem.
No.
It's just rough,
Right.
He-Man exterior.
I don't though, and what I do realize is that if the more that I do care about a person, the less that I'm able to give them. If that
Or
makes
fear
sense.
of what?
It's not necessary. I don't know if it's necessary for fear of anything, but my interaction. So I experienced, a lot of times in the past, and I guess it just depends on who. It's very few people that, as our relationship grows, I can continue to be me throughout, right?
Okay.
And most of the time, people, as you continue to grow, like I could be very direct up front, right? And they're like, okay, well, that's what brings them in. But then as they continue to grow and continue to build a friendship or whatever, being that same person, it's like, oh, well, now why are you being a dick? Why are you being harsh? Why are you being whatever?
Okay.
Like, I've never changed who I am.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
But then there's also people that love the fact that I'm just as an asshole, really. Right. Even now, interactions with work or whatever, job, whatever, like, they come to me because I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna say, this is what it is. I don't give a fuck, whatever. I treat everybody the same, And I guess because I don't care, everybody is equal. Does that mean, I don't know.
I believe you do care though.
I don't know.
Because even to be straightforward, I believe being straightforward and honest is one of the greatest acts of care for me. Because most people aren't honest today.
True.
Most people, you're gonna come, or how does this look?
Right.
Or do you like this color on me?
That is never
the question you ask you.
Don't
ever ask Shepard that question unless you want the honest answer.
The honest truth.
And so for me, truth is one of the greatest levels.
Huge.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be completely honest with somebody, it can be tempered, right? You can have a level of grace that's attached to it.
No,
but if that's not you, then I'm not gonna come to you if I'm easily offended.
The more brutal, the better, right? But that's the thing is that people always say they want it, right? What was the?
Are you that person? And I don't know. Do you prefer brutal honesty? Honestly,
I mean, I like to fight.
That's not what I asked you.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah. I do prefer.
You prefer brutal because sometimes there's a
honesty.
dichotomy, right? There's a mix. Like you can dish it,
but you can't.
Is that how you receive it?
Yeah, no. I like brutal honesty if it's honest, right? And I think even for me in giving it, that's a lot of things too, because a lot of times, and I've experienced it myself, is what's being given as honest isn't really the truth. It's perception of honesty, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot. I mean, I guess, and for me, it depends who it is, right? So if I'm close to someone, if it's you and you give me a brutally honest whatever, like if it's brutally honest, yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna hurt, right? Because I mean, when you think about things, if someone tells you something that's hurtful but it's the truth, it's still gonna hurt, but you're gonna think about it and then you come back and you appreciate it or whatever, right? And I can accept that from you because you have a better understanding of who I am as a person, right? Like I'm a person, with me, there's never a black and white. There's never a yes or no. And a lot of people that's the thing where a lot of people hate that about me because
there's no gray.
Someone wants, there's no gray. Someone wants a yes or no, and I don't have a yes or no. I don't have a gray. I'm gonna give you all the spectrum, and let me tell you about everything, and this and this and that and this and this and this and that. Well, I don't want that. I just want to know, should I buy this or should I not? Right? I don't need to tell you how much money I made, how much money I'm setting aside, what's in my 401k, and blah 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 to see if I didn't make this purchase, whatever. And because of that, like there's people like outside that don't know me. They're being brutally honest, but you're being brutally honest from your one perspective and perception of what you think is the honest answer or whatever for me. And that I have a hard time with.
I got it. I understand.
I
understand.
I don't know.
Because I think we've had conversations about, how you feel about certain dates and certain, certain things, right?
Yeah.
And people have a thought process that's better for them. It's how they operate as opposed to how you want it to operate.
Yes.
Or how you want it to go.
Yes.
And instead of doing it the way you've asked for it to be, they still operate out of themselves because that's how they feel like you should receive it.
Yes.
Got it. I understand that part.
Yeah, 100%. But no, I guess it just depends. And I guess that goes back to relationships, right? How your relationship with the person. But on the backside of that though too, right? When it comes to confiding in someone, I feel that has to be taken into consideration with everything that you're doing or what you're confiding in, because for me, if I'm going to confide in you, I'm going to say whatever, like I know, there's only so much you can say because my mind's been made up. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do anyway, right? But you also know there's things that you can say that will make a difference. Like you know how to wade through that, right? So when people are going to people, they have to understand, like, does this like, what am I going to them for? Am I going to them because I really need to get something from them, or am I going to them because I just need to get something off my chest, or am I going to them because, whatever that situation is, right? Because that confidant may not be the same person in every situation.
Yeah, of course,
right?
Of course.
Which to me bothers me. That bothers me a little bit, at least for me, because while one person necessarily isn't always the best for everything, just for me and the type of person I am,
you need one person.
I need one person, right? Because it's too
to try
much.
to build that level of connection with multiple people is just too much.
Yeah, it's way too much, right? Because there's so much, and I know that there's other people out there that are probably like me. I hope not, for the sake of the world, but
there are other people like you.
Yeah, there's other people like me, and it takes so much to build that one relationship where you can get to the point of opening up, and then you're fucked, right? Because then, like, you have to explain, like, and you don't want to have to explain all this again and put yourself through that emotional toll again, to get to that point of, this is where I'm at, right?
Man, sometimes life will force you into it, though. Because sometimes I believe a lot of the relationships and friendships I've been forced into. And it was places where I didn't have an outlet or didn't have that person available. And I was at the point of kind of crack up, and that person was available in that moment, was able to kind of work through this issue with me. And now we're building trust, for different seasons and for different things. I mean, to be honest, I don't have that one person that I feel like that I can just take in, like you said, just drop it all, right? I don't feel like I can not be honest with you, right? But there's some things that I'm talking about with marriage and kids that, whether you know or not, I might not go to shepherd with, right? You know what I'm saying? And so there may be some other things over here that somebody has a newborn, or somebody has this, or somebody has that, or somebody has, all of these other things going on. Yeah. When it comes down to that particular thing, that I might be like, okay, you know what? Let me see if they know what they may know according to this. No, right? For sure. So that's really, for me, it's kind of situational in your mind. You make a determination about how this person can or can't help you, even though they may be able to. Right. They may be able to.
But is that an asset or a detriment, though, I guess, when it comes? And side note for everybody out there, I am great with kid advice. Let me give you the first piece, right? They say...
here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Am I ready? Okay,
yes,
go.
You say, take every opportunity you can to beat them when they're good, and say you don't want to know what's going to happen when you're bad. Okay, that's step one. And don't be afraid, right? If you can't hit them because you're going to leave a mark, you can shake the shit out of them. Just give them a nice little, and it's okay. My mom said it's okay.
That's why I went.
That's where I go. So just take that advice, use it. It works wonders in your relationships. But anyway,
I mean, I've experienced those. I just don't know that in 22 if they still are.
Well, that's what's wrong with the world. If we had a little more, there's a little more. Yeah, just a little, just not enough to make them dizzy shake. But like, if you were at a chiropractor and you just want to like pop their neck real quick, just give them a quick little, bah.
Just a little jolt.
Just look.
Why am I participating in this? I don't know.
Let them know that you're still stronger than them and they can't do shit. Right, little bastard. Let me come here.
See. This is exactly why.
You don't.
Exactly why I need multiple confidants.
You can't get them all. Can't get it all in one spot. Right? It's a perfect example of that. Yeah.
There was something about a confidant I wanted to say, man.
Before we got sidetracked.
Let me go back over here.
Yeah.
One of the things I want you to look at if these people are in your life, okay, because I think one of the things that I've always been cautious of is, you know, if I'm going to confide in you, if you get mad at me, or you're going to tell my business, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I want you to be honest with these people you are confiding in. Do they talk to you about other people's stuff?
Yeah.
If they are telling you about somebody else's life and business, and if they're on social media and they're doing this and the third, and y'all are best friends today, be mindful. That's just me. This is just context clues for me.
That's a hard one, though. That's a hard one.
How so? Because
So
that sends up a red. You talk about red flag.
Social
that's
media.
A red flag.
Social media for sure. If they're doing that kind of shit and they're talking, but I will say it's hard because of this, right? And the reason why I say that is like I've had conversations with you about other people.
Mm-hmm. Not the type of it's the type of conversation they have with you.
Well, yeah, I guess the type would matter, right? Because I would say, like, when it comes to like other people's business or whatever, like I've told you things that other people have told me in conversation, right? Because I trust your judgment in it, and sometimes I don't have that answer.
That's
and
something
I feel different. Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, you know what I'm saying? And just coming to gossip.
They can't wait to tell it.
Yeah, you know,
as soon as you leave, can't wait to.
You know what I just heard, dog? I mean, bro, and it's just,
yeah. Or have you watched? This is real controversial. Have you watched Encanto yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, well, then there's a good scene about telling it all in there, where Encanto, which supposedly, amazing movie, whatever. It's written. A lot of the music was written by what's his name, Emmanuel Miranda, whatever, the one that stole all the Biggie beats to make Hamilton and all that other bullshit. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but right, so the main character has a secret. The secret is overheard by one of the other family members, and they're all sitting at the table, right? And they're staring at each other. And she's like, "Bitch, I know you're about to tell my business." And every time like something would pass in their line of view, she was in somebody else's ear as soon as it would pass by, right? And those are people that you have to be cautious of. They're ones, you will know. Like you said, you will know the type of people that will do that. But yeah, if they're going to tell your business, that's, oh Lord.
Just don't set yourself up for that, right? I mean, they may be the perfect person for you, right? Y'all may be friends forever and ever and ever. It's just that's a caution. That's a red flag for me.
I mean,
it's just a red flag.
There's I have a couple in my life. They are great people, but don't give them your business.
Can't give it to them, right? Can't give it to them.
It's gonna be
because before you get up, before the seat it gets cold, it's already been shared.
You get
some type of way.
A phone call about it,
right?
But, hey, did you really say it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Right.
So confidants, it's okay to confide. Don't complain.
Yeah. Because the complaining is pulling the person that you're confiding in down, right? And if you found a solid person, if you found somebody that you feel like you can bounce some things off of, and you don't want to burden them with a continued
stream of shit.
Yeah, just
right.
That you're not willing to change anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's something you want to eagerly move towards, but if you know in your heart that you're not going to change, that you're still going to go to that same job and do that same thing, and it's a dead end job, but you're going to stay at it, and you're not willing to, you haven't even updated your resume, which y'all talked about 6 months ago.
At all.
You hadn't put it on anything. You hadn't even called
Hadn't applied for one job. You didn't even call the lead I gave you. Then let's not talk about that. Let's find something else to discuss. I like it, man. I like it. Well, let's leave that right there, and we'll have to come back because I think there's more to that.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more to that,
and maybe we can stay on topic next time.
Hopefully, doubtful. But hopefully,
we'll try.
All right. What's going on, guys? Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We appreciate you listening for sure. But we need your help.
Yeah, we need your help. We need you to like, comment, and subscribe. so that we can continue to make great content for you guys.
Yeah. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
And it's right here on the screen. Everything you need.
Right there. Thank you so much, guys, for listening.
All right, take care.